Good day, YouTubers. Cheers. Let's see what the beverage police have to say about this one. What accusations will come flying of don't drink and reload. All right, this came earlier. No idea what it is because I can't remember, because stuff gets ordered and forgotten because of the amount of time it actually takes to show up. So we will unbox this and see if it's something that makes it on the channel or not something channel appropriate. I honestly don't know. I cannot remember. Do you remember September? Whoops. And let's make sure there's no... Oh, I know what this is. Ah, yes. I did forget about this. Sweet. Let me get rid of the paperwork. Yes. This is from our friends at Open NRG. OPENNRG.com. And these are the folks, I'll bring it out, who 10 years ago, I bought my Lee smelting pot upgrade. Well, he has since, so he works in aluminum. He does great shit in aluminum. And he made some new stuff. And these are the new stuffs. These 3 items. So, you know, I'll take a picture instead of maybe breaking out my Lee pot. But I had done some other stuff on my lid. And he came out with 2 things. This, which is essentially that, and that is, you know, if you have a PID. So originally I did some jankiness on my own with nuts and bolts to hold my RCBS analog thermometer right about here. Or here. I took advantage of, I think, one of these holes and made something. Well, he came out and he, you know, he does aluminum milling, and that's not such a great tooling job in my opinion. And this is to hold a PID. So I thought, oh, I'll order this. But when I saw this a while back, I thought this is not enough just to order this, because shipping is more than this. You know, this was only a couple bucks. So I said, all right, let me hold off on that. And then I noticed he had this, which is very similar. The top pieces are identical. But this, and again, it's aluminum, this is a lead level. So, you know, as your lead decreases, let's say, or I should be going the other way, you know, as you start out smelting, pouring, you know, over time your lead will deplete. So this is a cool indicator. This floats in the lead, so it's lighter than lead, so it will sit on top of the lead, and it'll just be an indicator for, you know, how low your pot is getting from the lead. So I wasn't sure from his site if this came with it, and obviously it does. So what I will be doing is installing both of these. One for the lead level indicator, and the other in here, maybe on the other side, for my PID, to hold my PID vertical. Or the RCBS, most likely the PID thermometer, because the PID, having the PID in there keeps everything at the right temperature and keeps the pot going, again, to the desired temperature. So let me put this back, keep everything together. But every time I would go to his site and say, oh, I'll get this, and oh, I'll get that, everything was either out of order or, you know, he does runs. So he'll make some stuff and then he won't. And he didn't do a run for, you know, quite a while. So I would go out and look, and, you know, this would be in stock, but, you know, this wouldn't. So I'm like, okay, I'll just check back. Well, anyway, a number of weeks ago, I checked back and everything was in stock. So because I was going to do these two things on my pot, and I've already hacked up my pot to some degree, I thought, excuse me, my lid, I thought, why not order another lid? So this is my new lid. And wow, yeah, his tooling marks are getting sloppy. This is a lot sloppier and needs some cleaning up than the one I have, my old school one. So I'll take a look at my old school one and see if I'm going to, you know, cut this one up, you know, draw on it and cut the loop here, and then do the same thing over there, or not. But yeah, this definitely looks different. In fact, let me go ahead and pull out mine, and I'll see how it looks back shortly, because it's right where the camera is. Okay, beverage Nazis, come on. How do you know what's in there? All right, I don't believe you all have seen this. So good. And this is just a cover, obviously, because it gets dusty even under the, I'm afraid to see what's under here, even under the bench that's covered. You know, dust seems to go wherever. Okay. So, here's my original cover, and the new one looks a little thicker. And I would say the tooling marks are a little cleaner on the old one. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. I did this hack. So when it's like this, so I'm wondering if I can come in, and without having to do this one, if I can come in, and since this one is already open, let's see. Oh, see, there's no screwy screw. It has to be on a screwy screw. Okay, that's a bummer. So yeah, this was for my thermometer that I rigged up here. This thing, this janky ass homemade rig that went in here, and this was for my PID. So if I took, you know, if I had this in like this, the thermometer was in here. So, you know what, maybe, you know what am I gonna do? You know, so I kind of like the idea of modifying this, because this is my original. So here's what I'm gonna do. Here's what I'm gonna do. You know, I don't like to throw shit away. So there's no way I'm getting rid of this RCBS thermometer. So I could still use that thermometer in this hole. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take this hole, this area, maybe this one, I'm not quite sure. One of these is where, and whether that goes there or whether that goes there, I'm not quite sure. I'm thinking I like that one better than this one. Too busy around here. Yeah, I think I'm liking this one. So I think what I'm going to do is I will probably do something like that. I will clean this hole up a little bit with some bits that I now have, because it's round but not so wonderfully round. And then I think I will do, you know, that. So I will screw that in. Yeah, his picture, if you look on his website, it looks a lot cleaner than this. Maybe maybe I'll do some sanding, because it's only aluminum, so it should Yeah, that's some really rough tooling there as compared to, you know, this stuff. So I have an extra lid if I F it up, which I hope I don't, but if I do, so obviously this is part one of a two-part video. More to come. Love this thing. Later. Hello, YouTubers. Reloading Bench back with you once again for, I don't think this will be a part two. We'll probably just make it one bigger video. This little quickie project is done. Well, it might be time to derust the melting pot. So we have our float holder installed, and we have our PID holder installed, and I've fixed the hole for the RCBS analog thermometer should I choose to use it. And I think I can finally take this beast apart, which the ATF might classify as, you know, I'm not even going to mention because it looks scary and intimidating, so I'll leave that alone. And we did our cuts. So we have the cut for the lead float, and we have the cut for the PID. And I made that hole rounder. So everything goes in and fits, and we are golden. Cover goes back on. Thermometer back in. If I had to do it all over again, I'd probably make a tighter hole for the thermometer. Doesn't really matter because when you have a thermometer with steel in there with the lead gets caked on. So you need, it can't be a tight fit. This will never come out, and the PID that goes in here, I'll have to be careful and pull that out with things actually still very, very hot. So that is it. We are done, and this goes back in, or rather under, the bench. Take care, folks.